boss. You see, that's me. I am the Geator with the heater being on the record. Up with a single, rockin' bop and chip bone. Once again, let me say greetings and salutations to the entire population of this fantastic nation. My name is the Geator, the big boss for the big hot sauce and what a show. It's a salute to the fabulous 50s. It's the Big Bopper. It's Gene Vincent. And, of course, it's the phenomenal Fats Domino. But to kick things off, let me take you back to the year 1957. From the motion picture of the same name by Little Richard with the Geator Gold Dancers, I present The Girl Can't Help It.
She was born to please. Can't help it. The girl can't help it. And she's got a figure made to squeeze. Can't help it. The girl can't help it. Won't you kindly be aware? The girl can't help it. The girl can't help it. She mesmerizes every mother's soul. Can't help it. The girl can't help it. If she smiles and beefsteak become well done. Can't help it. The girl can't help it. She make grandpa feel like 21. Can't help it. The girl can't help it. The girl can't help it. She was born to please. Can't help it. The girl can't help it. And if I go to her on bending knees. Can't help it. The girl can't help it. Won't you kindly be aware that I can't help it? I can't help it. Because I'm hoping, obviously, that someday the answer would be the girl can't help it. She's in love with me. Can't help it. The girl.
I don't know if you realize, but in 1957, this motion picture is the first motion picture produced with rock and roll by a major motion picture company, 20th Century. It stars Edmund O'Brien, Jane Mansfield. It has Little Richard. It has Gene Vincent, and it's got the best soundtrack in America.
The men folks getting old. Can't help it. The girl can't help it. If she went tonight, the brass lights turn to toes. Can't help it. The girl can't help it. She got a lot of what they call the mold. Can't help it. The girl can't help it. The girl can't help it. She was born to please. Can't help it. The girl can't help it. And she's got a figure made to squeeze. Can't help it. The girl can't
The
help it.
song is written by Bobby Troup. He is married to Julie London. She is in that motion picture. Also, a man by the name of Fats Domino. When I come back, you will see and hear the legendary Fats Domino with a salute to the fabulous 50s.
You know what I mean. Want you to love me too. Let's get together. I know folk used to do. We'll get married. Go to Paris. From here, it's me. It's you I love. I'll be your little boy. You be my little girl. We go round and round. Round and round the world. Even in the rain. We'll go hand in hand. From here, it's me. It's you I love. No matter what the people say, we do things our way. We be together each and every day. When you walk in, I'll be there with you. Come here, it's me, it's you I love. You know I love you. Want you to love me too. Let's get together. I know folks used to do. We'll get married. Go to Paris. Come here. It's me. It's you I love.
The legendary, the fantastic Fats Domino. No show will be complete without that performer. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you what, I would like to introduce you to my man, Mr. Fats Domino. Fats.
Geator.
Fats, how do you feel, my pal?
Pretty good.
You look wonderful, my buddy. Now, I got to ask you a couple of questions because we're doing a show about rock and roll, and in my opinion, you're the man. How old were you when you first started to record?
Well, I made my first record, I was 20.
What year was that?
I made my first record in 1949.
1949. Now, before that, what were you doing before you decided to get into show business?
I used to be Iceman, Edith. I used to work on ice truck, deliver ice here. Used to work in a coffee factory. Oh, I had all kinds of jobs. Baker shop, lumberyard.
That's wonderful. See, I don't think our fans out there knew about that. Fats, though, when you first began, you were not recording. you began doing piano work at sessions, and I believe that you did work for Joe Turner and Lloyd Price with Lordy Miss Claudie.
Lordy Miss Claudie, that's me playing piano name. Yeah, and I also played some number on Joe Turner records.
Shake, rattle, and roll. Lou Chudd, the owner of Imperial Records, in the early part of the 50s, he discovers you, but where was that in New Orleans?
Well, I was working at a little place in New Orleans called a Hideaway, and they heard me that night, and the next week, we made an arrangement to record the first record, The Fat Man.
Yeah, 1950, that was. Now, my favorite, Ain't That a Shame. When did you record that?
Yeah, that was 1954.
Right. Now, in 1954, also, Pat Boone goes into the studio and records it on Dot Records. What was your reaction when you heard the Pat Boone version of Ain't It a Shame?
I was in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I was doing a show there. And I spoke to Lou Chudd at the Imperial Record Company. He said, your record come out next week. I said, what? I said, who recorded? He said, first my name, Pat Boone. I said, oh, yeah? And that was it. He did a good job.
You made me cry when you said goodbye. Ain't that a shame?
I gotta tell you, Fats, I love Ain't It a Shame, but you know something? The other side knocked me out.
La La, you remember that song?
Sound of Antoine Domino. Do you realize that most of the songs that you folks out there have bought in the early days when you were picking up on rock and roll, Fats Domino, when he came to the Imperial label, was the leading artist. He not only recorded, but wrote with Mr. Dave Bartholomew most of the great things that he played.
Chills feel like rain. Ain't that a shame? You're the one to blame. Oh well, goodbye. Although I'll cry, ain't that a shame? My chills feel like rain.
We've got him on the Geator Phone-O-Vision, my man Fats Domino. Fats, I gotta ask you this question. The success, in your words, of the Fats Domino sound and the sound from New Orleans, as they say, New Orleans, why?
I don't know. They had a little small studio, and maybe it had a lot to do with it. They would keep all the sound in there, you know? Yeah, and a lot of people used to come to New Orleans to record at the little studio called Cosmo Studio in New Orleans,
yeah. It's interesting because Lloyd Price told me about that studio, and you had great musicians like Pete Johnson and Dave Bartholomew. You've recorded wonderful songs, Fats, but you got to have You got to have your own personal favorite.
It's kind of hard to see. I like two. I like Blue Monday and Blueberry Hill.
Ah,
Yeah.
Blueberry Hill. Blueberry Hill was originally a hit in the 40s. I don't know if you realize that with Glenn Miller. He had a #1 song in 1940. Interesting question, and for you folks out there, when you see Fats Domino in person, you hear the same sound in person that you heard when you bought his records. Why is that, Fats?
Because sometimes people come to hear the record, they like to hear the songs, they like to hear them on the record. Some of them come to hear the guitar solo, some of them come to hear the horn solo. So that's why I always made up my mind. I'm gonna try to keep my same sound and keep the record going, just like people hear them. I try to play them on stage.
That's wonderful. You really achieved that. When you go into the studio to record with your musicians, are you hard to please?
It's hard for me to please myself. It would take me 2 days to get it right. I'm gonna get it right the way I want it.
What do you say to a young musician today who wants to get into this business? Because it is different today than it was when you first began.
Today, I don't know what to say too much, but if you practice it, just keep on practicing. And if it's for you, it may take a long time. Sometimes it happens a short while. I'll tell them keep on hitting at it. They'll make it.
Yeah. Fats, I hope you keep on going for another 100 years.
Well, I don't know how many years I'll be able to do it, so I'm gonna keep on trying, Geator.
Fats, I love you. You're #1 with me, my pal.
Well, I don't know if I'm #1, Geator. I guess with you because you're a fan of mine, and I certainly appreciate that.
Listen, everybody loves you, buddy.
Everybody seems to still like me, and I certainly appreciate it. I want to thank God for everything. Hope I can keep the people feeling the way they feel. I want to say thanks a million to you, Geator.
Fats, you're my man.
Okay, Geator. Thank you very much. Nice talking to you.
My man, Mr. Fats Domino, you talk about a cat, the very best. Let's go to the year 1959. The #1 song, Kansas City. This record is #1 for 3 weeks straight. It's in the top 20 Billboard chart for 20 weeks. It's written by Jerry Lieber and Mike Stoller, two great writers from the 50s who write some fabulous material for the Coasters and the Drifters and also for Elvis Presley. And it's interesting because this song was a hit way before 1959. And the Geator Gold dancers know exactly what to do. From 1959, let's go now to the year 1958. The name J.P. Richardson. Yeah, you know him as the Big Bopper. I present to you, hey, Chantilly Lace.
Hello, baby. Yeah, this is the Big Bopper speaking. Oh, you sweet thing. Do I what? Will I what? Oh, baby, you know what I like. Chantilly lace and a pretty face and a ponytail hanging down, wiggling the walk and a giggling the talk. Make the world go round. There ain't nothing in the world like a big-eyed girl to make me act so funny, make me spend my money, make me feel real loose like a long-necked goose, like a girl. Oh, baby, that's what I like. What's that, baby? But But, oh, honey. But, oh, baby, you know what I like. Chantilly lace had a pretty face, had a ponytail hanging down, a wiggle in the walk and a giggle in the talk. Lord, make the world go round, round.
The year is 1957. Out of Philadelphia, we've got four little guys: Danny Rapp, Joe Turnover, Frank Maffei, and the man that writes the song, his name is Dave White. The song is called At the Hop, and you'll see the Geator Gold Dancers. It's called Let's Do the Bop, but my buddy Dick Clark says, hold it. Why don't you talk about the record hops that they're doing in Philadelphia? They change it, and in 1958, by that time, it becomes the #1 record in the country for 7 weeks straight. You say it at home. Let's go to the hop. Try it. Baby. Let's go to the hop. One more time. Let's go to the hop. You got it. Imagine #1 for 7 weeks straight in 1958. Do you remember the name Gene Vincent? How about a song called Beep Bop a Loopa? I present to you Mr. Gene Vincent.
Well, she's the gal in the red blue jeans. She's the queen of all the teams. She's the woman that I know. She's the woman that loves me so. Say, Be-Bop-A-Lula, she's my baby. Be-Bop-A-Lula, I don't remember.
Gene Vincent and the Blue Caps out of Norfolk, Virginia. Well, I got news for you. When you talk about fantastic rock and roll, you talk about the era which we just presented to you fine folks. The era known as the Fabulous 50s. People like Fats Domino, the Big Bopper, Gene Vincent, Elvis Presley, the Coasters, just the beginning. And this is just the beginning because each and every week you and I examine the great music, the stars that made the history of the 50s and the 60s. I gotta leave you, but until we do it again, same time, same place, this is the Geator, the big boss with the big hot sauce with a reminder, remember, at all times, you keep on rocking because you really only rock once. Goodbye, y'all.